Yo guys, what's up? It's Skills. Today is going to be a video that one of my comments in the comment section in one of my videos, someone did post this, and I was actually curious on how I should do this. But basically, I'm just going to talk about what units to do. But basically, if you guys haven't already, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Of course, drop a like onto today's video if you guys do enjoy. And then if you guys have any kind of questions or anything like that, always leave it in the comments below, and I'm going to reply to every single one of you guys that I can as fast as I can. So today's video is basically because of John. So he said should do a video on units in JP that are eventually going to come to global that are so good, and I should save gems for collab units too. So basically, shout out to John. I am going to do this video specifically for that. So the units that you should be saving for specifically are going to be some units that, like, honestly are one of the best units in the game, or they're going to benefit you a lot more later on. So of course, global doesn't really have that many units that will be very helpful. Currently, like, PvP is nothing too crazy. On PvP, you can literally run green Meliodas, red Bond, blue King, and the blue DN, and you should be pretty good. You should probably be able to get to gold or even platinum pretty fast if you go ahead and grind a lot of that. But this video is going to be about all the units that you should be saving for. So the first unit I'm going to talk about, and honestly, I know everyone's going to want this unit for sure, is the green Escanor. So this green Escanor, when he first came out, we were very shocked. Everyone in the whole community for Grand Cross was insanely shocked. Like, this Escanor was crazy. So this unit himself is a monster. He is going to have his own banner, so you will have to summon for him when he comes out. But basically, he is one of the hardest hitters in the game for sure, especially because of his ultimate. Like, especially when he has an ultimate with or combo attack, that's what they call it, with Merlin. Super crazy. My Escanor is actually 6'6", so that's why he does a lot of damage. Like, he can do crazy damage for that. So you just have to know, like, what units you're going to really push for. So personally, green Escanor is one of the best units to definitely have in the game. So if you do pull for him, make sure you do that. I would definitely say spend at least 200 to 300 gems at least, because this unit is disgusting. Like, he was the first game breaker of the game itself. So one good thing about this unit is that his attack right here, he inflicts 500% of damage to one enemy, and then fills ultimate gauge move by 2 orbs, so which is really good because that's a really big deal. So he can get to his ultimate really fast. So that's one good thing about him, and his damage is just insane. So that's one unit. The second one we're gonna talk about is the second Escanor. This Escanor is amazing. So one good thing about this unit is that he later on becomes a coin shop unit. So hopefully they do this in a specific way. So he first came out as a banner unit, and then he came out into the coin shop. So if you get him, you should be really good, because he's going to be very solid for a lot of things that you'll be doing. He's good for PvP, PvE. He's literally good for all the boss raids, super boss battles, all of that stuff completely. Like, he is literally one of the best units for sure. So one good thing about this attack does insane damage. Like, I've seen it do well over like 500,000 just by itself, and that's crazy. So the reason why it does that is because this his actual boost is because of Amplify. So what Amplify does is that damage dealt plus 30% per active buff on self. So if you can get a unit that will buff himself or buff Escanor, like, you can use Arthur. He's a big booster for sure. That's where Arthur becomes really useful. You'll have him as well to get that. So this boost will be insane. 450%. He does well over 400,000, literally. Like, he's crazy. I've seen him do crazy damage for that reason. Another thing is his second skill. His second skill is really nice because he takes away ultimate gauges, which is really good. You can actually do that in PvP, and you should probably be like top tier for him as well. Then his ultimate just does insane damage, and you'll see why. I mean, like, he's insane. And then of course his passive as well is that he increases the HP related stats of the heroes by 50% for 3 turns at the start of the battle, so which is pretty decent. So that's another unit. 2 Escanors down. Another unit, oof, Estarossa. This boy, Estarossa, is disgusting. I have not seen a unit this fun in a while in the game. And this Estarossa has a full counter that does so much damage because it literally adds up all the time. And the good thing about this one is that his full counter taunts. So what taunts is that basically it makes the enemy point towards you, and once you are getting hit by an enemy, then basically you're gonna be doing some crazy damage, because a 3-star full counter is 600% damage via the counter when attacked. And of course, since you're taunting the enemy, they're gonna focus only on you. Another good thing about this unit is that he ignores defense. So this attack right here ignores defense. So the enemy can have a crazy buff on their defense, and he will literally ignore it, and damage is equal to 500% on one enemy. So which is really, really good. So it's good to know that as well. So that's really good. Then his passive as well right here. So he removes debuffs and grants debuff immunity on the ally that assumes a stance for 2 turns. So basically, if you use like his own stance or his own attack, or if you had like another unit that did a stance, that'd be really good for them. One bad thing about his commandment is that after allies and enemies receive damage, apply a debuff that decreases the attack related stats of the attacker by 20% for 3 turns. It's not too bad, but like when you play against a like this unit in PvP, then that could be pretty bad. So then his ultimate is really cool too. So basically for 1 turn, he takes a preemptive attack stance. Before allies receive damage, deal 300% of this unit's attack to the enemy and nullify all other skill cards of the enemy. So basically this unit does not allow your enemy to attack your whole team or attack anyone, because he literally just counters it all back, which is really cool. So he's another unit to definitely save for. I would say he would be coming out much later in the game, unless if global just takes a huge left turn and just crazy puts him out. Like, it'd be insane if they did that. Another unit, 100% save, Derieri. This Derieri is literally the best unit in the game. Like, I can say that she is the strongest and hardest hitter in the game. So let's talk about her real quick. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos I posted about her, but she is crazy. So this unit has a huge boost of herself. So what this unit does is, as a 3-star injection, which is her 2nd skill, this increases her basic stats by 50% for 3 turns. And the cool thing is, she also gets to evade an attack from an enemy for 1 turn, which is pretty big, because then she would be like hitting even harder. Because one thing about her is that if you aren't using her skills, then she's not going to get her boost from her passive. So that's a good thing. Now, when you have that boost from her for that, right, then you look at her first skill attack. This first skill attack as a 3-star attack, it deals 600% damage of attack on 1 enemy. But the cool thing is, when you have her passive unlocked, her passive increases attack by 10% when the hero uses a skill. So always make sure to use at least one of these cards here and there. Then the buff goes away when no skills are used on the turn. So you have to make sure you use her cards for sure. And the good thing is, this stacks up to 10 times. So if you stack it up 10 times, that's 100% of like boost. And then plus her additional boost from this right here, which is an additional 50% for 3 turns for basic stats. She does insane damage. And then right here, this is where it gets crazy. This is the hardest attack I've ever seen from any kind of unit. So what this does is that it does 630% damage to 1 enemy, but it amplifies. So what that means is that damage dealt plus 30% per active buff on self. So what that makes out of it is that her second skill right here, this literally buffs her up. And the more you do it, the more buffs that she'll have. Plus the amplifier from her ultimate. She does crazy damage. She can literally hit over 8 million damage, I believe. Or 6 million damage, I think. I think it's 6 or 8 million damage. I've been able to do like 2 million, I think. And I've made a video on her before too. So you guys can check that out as well. So those are 4 top tier units for sure. Now this is where I'm going to definitely say for global version currently, because we do not have the coin shop units that JP had gotten way before. I'll show you guys the JP version's coins so you guys can understand. Like, JP has honestly the best coin shop right now. So you have this boy, Gowther, for sure. We'll talk about him as well. Blue DN, you already have her. Escanor, of course, we talked about just now. And then you have Demon Melly, you have Green Merlin, you also have Green Bond. Green Bond, he's decent. He's not the best anymore. Like, he was pretty good at the beginning of the game. But what we're going to talk about is the Gowther. So this Gowther, 100% go for him. Like, I don't care how many gems you have, I don't care what kind of unit comes right after. Gowther is one of the best units in the game, if not the best unit. So he is 100% the best one to summon for because of this card. So this card is a rank up card. What's the good thing about it is that when you have a unit that has like a 1-star or 2-star, this unit literally gives it a 3-star. just because it ranks it up. So a cool thing about that also is when you have a 2-star or a 3-star, he ranks up all your cards. So not just one card. The 1-star only does one card. 2-star and 3-star does every card in your arsenal, which is insane because no other unit does that. So which is really good. And then the other thing is for the 3-star, it also increases basic stats by 20% for 3 turns for all allies, which is crazy. So that's another big boost for him. And then another cool thing is that his first attack, he does disable attack skills when you do a 2-star or 3-star. So 2-star is for 1 turn, 3-star is for 2 turns, which is really, really good because you'll do some decent damage from that, but you will do some crazy, you'll be able to do some crazy damage once you have other units that can do some super insane damage and not get hit back from your enemy. So which is really good. Then his passive, it increases all allies attack by 10% at the start of the next turn if the hero doesn't take damage. So if this boy does not take damage, your boost will be crazy because it can stack up to 5 times. So that's another unit you should probably be saving for on global version once that does happen. I'll keep you guys updated whenever all these units do come out as well, because that's going to be literally the craziest time frame for this game. So when that does happen, I'll keep you guys updated for sure. Another unit you should probably save for, where's what? Blue Demon Melly. Blue Demon Melly is disgusting. Like, he is one of the best units to have on PvP when you have one specific unit with him. So I know it sucks to have 2 units to have to worry about. I don't have her, unfortunately, but I'll show you guys what she is. This Blue Lilia. So Blue Lilia is insane. I don't have her, but she is a crazy unit. The reason why is because she is going to give an additional 50% on penetration rate, I believe. I think it's penetration rate, but she is super good for that reason because when she gives that boost to Meliodas is really, really reliable on that, so this is really good. So it's not penetration, I guess it's called pierce rate. So her passive increases all allies pierce rate by 50% of the value of the hero's pierce rate. And Meliodas's pierce rate on the blue one is pretty good. So I think he does a really good, I don't know which one piercing is because it's in Japanese, but he is going to be literally the best unit for PvP once you have that. So pierce rate is the first one. So his first one pierce rate is 53.5%. So when you have an additional 50% on all allies, that's over 100%. So that's why he does some crazy damage once you have her on the team. So Lilia, Blue Lilia, 100% save for. She's an original character in the game, so you definitely do want her. I'm saying that just because if you pull her first and then you pull Blue Demon Melly, those 2 units together are a combo that you will never beat, honestly. You could technically beat her in PvP, but I've always seen like Blue Lilia and Blue Demon Melly together, and it's hard to beat. So, but that's another unit you definitely want to focus on because this unit himself is super good with his attack skills, and the cool thing is he's an AoE unit. So he attacks as an AoE for sure with this first attack skill. So when he does the AoE, I've seen him do over like 100,000 on the damage, even like over more than that. But the good thing is his attack right here, his 3-star attack or 2-star or 1-star, does not matter, whichever one. He inflicts pierce. So what pierce is that is 3 times pierce rate increase. So if you have a 100% pierce rate, then 3 times of that, which is a 300% pierce rate, if it makes sense that way, then he's going to do damage equal to 250% on all allies. So his boost is insane if it's going to be talked about like that. Like, it's super crazy. His second skill is not really the best, but I guess it's like a over the time kind of damage. So he inflicts corrosion, which is an additional damage at the end of every turn, and then damage equal to 20% of max HP on all enemies for 3 turns, which is pretty cool. I mean, I guess that's decent to have. And then his ultimate, which is crazy, it does insane damage. Like, he can do some pretty good damage. So it inflicts weak points, so damage equal to 440% of attack on one enemy when you have the Fate Way or combined attack. And what weak point is that it does 3 times damage against debuffed enemies. So if you do, let's just say if you're fighting, well, you guys won't get there yet, but when the Crimson comes out, Red Demon Melly is literally one of the best units for that. So when that comes out, we'll talk about that more once it's out. But so far, so good with the units. 4 units here, 5, Lilia 6, Gowther 7. 7 so far. I would say there's not too many other units that you should focus on other than like all the coin shop units for sure. And the coin shop units are probably going to come out on global very soon. I'm expecting that to happen. The collab units that we have gotten in JP was this Rimuru slime collab. If you guys have seen the reincarnation slime anime, Rimuru will be in the game as well. They're decent. They're not really the best. Millium right here was actually pretty disgusting when she came. I'm not gonna lie, she did a lot of damage. So hopefully we do get a slime collab again for global. I doubt it though, but if we do, that'd be really cool. I would definitely summon for Millium or Millium. I don't know, I forgot her name exactly, but she is pretty good for sure. Another unit I would say would be, out of all the units in here, Valenti's really good too. So this is an original character as well. Look at that, that's dope. So Valenti, she's really good for specific things as well. You'll see she's really good for an event that comes out later on. I'm pretty sure we'll get that like 7-8 months later. So that's another unit that you could focus on her. I'll focus more on her unit whenever global does come out with her, just because it's not really too much you should worry about right now. But the main units that you would want to focus on are these 4 units on the top. Blue Demon Melody for sure. Gowther 100%. I would say Merlin's good too. This green Merlin, she is a coin shop unit, so I would say focus on her when she comes out as well. And I think those are the only units that you really like would be a game breaking move to have. Like, I don't think anything else would really matter too much out of these units, honestly. Yeah, I don't think there's much out of that. Yeah, those are the main units you really want to focus on. I know there's not too many that you could focus on, but of course, these are the ones that you definitely want to focus on. There are 3 other things that you could focus on specifically. So this blue Jericho, she's not crazy good, but one good thing about this is that later on in the game, there's a specific mode where, like clothing, because clothing is a big deal. There's a specific clothing that allows you to get demon raids 100% of the specific one. So we'll get more into that whenever that does happen, but there is one thing that you would focus on, so you definitely want to focus on that. There's a green Meliodas as well. Green Meliodas is right there. Oh, I forgot about green Meliodas. Green Meliodas is for sure you want to focus on as well. He's actually pretty good to have. He does an AoE attack as well. It doesn't do too much damage, but his first attack skill is actually pretty disgusting. I've seen him do some crazy damage from just his first skill, and a lot of people were sleeping on him at the time when he first came out, but I personally like him a lot. He's probably one of the better units in the game in my opinion, just because he's so fun to use. For some reason, he's just really fun to use. I don't know why, it's just something about him. But those are the main units you guys want to focus on from the JP version that will come out into global version hopefully soon. You never know, global could take a huge turn and bring out some crazy stuff for the game, so it's up in the air for that for sure. So, but that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, let me know in the comments below. If you guys are excited for anything, comment down below. If you have any kind of questions, I'll try to reply back to you, or just message me on Twitter or Discord. I'll try to get back to you on any of that for sure. But if you guys did enjoy, drop a like on today's video, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, guys, we're actually close to hitting 8,000 subscribers, guys. It's so crazy how we've been growing like crazy, guys. I thank every single one of you who has been watching all my videos, and just hit that bell button to get notified on all my videos. I post on EST time, so Eastern time is going to be 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. I upload 2 videos a day, so make sure to check out those all the time on those time frames. So whatever time frame you're at, it just be 1 hour ahead of that time, or 2 hours or 3 hours ahead. So you guys know Eastern time, just look into that. But that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Have a great day.